Busy? How are you busy today?
Yeah, back in so we got back from America I think just over a week ago now, so
Mm.
just getting back into normal life. It's cool,
I
man.
know, right? Like that's incredible. And obviously that tour, I mean, it must have been immense, right?
Oh mate, it's like even before joining Berry, like and from being a kid and first starting to like play guitar and stuff like that, my dream were always to see America. Like in a bus, city to city, seeing little bits and just like that were always like, 'cause it were always American bands when I was growing up. So I was super into like Offspring and Blink and like Alkaline Trio and then Rise Against and then all like the emo wave and everything. It were all like everything were American for me. So that pop culture and everything around it were just magical. So I love it, man. It was very, very cool.
Down to earth we come, so to speak. So to speak. You might be
Yeah.
back home, but there's still so much going on. We're mere few days away from the release of your brand new album. The Intimate
Yes,
Record
sir.
store shows as well, which is freaking phenomenal. And I just want to mention as well, even though it's about a month or so ago, but it's worth mentioning that you were nominated for the Heavy Music Award Best UK Live Artist as well. There's a hell of a lot been going on recently. So, band mindset as a whole right now. Are you all just feeling really good about things?
Yeah, 100% man. Like super positive. We're really proud of the record. We're excited to see how it's going to be kind of how it's going to be like perceived in the world. It's kind of when you're writing it and you're recording it, it's always like a really exciting thing. But it being finished and people have reacted so well to the singles coming out. Um, yeah, it's just cool, man. It's been a good year so far. To finish that off to tour, we've got plenty of good stuff coming up. It's exciting and it's positive.
Yes, yes, there is a real positive vibe around the band in general. And this is from an outside perspective as well. The singles, as you said, have been received really, really well. People are just excited for this next stage of very tomorrow. And obviously the build is such a long process, it can get quite tiresome, I imagine, for you. But looking at the build process to this album overall, has there been anything that's been particularly fun for you this time around?
Oh, that's a good question. Could be. Um, I think a lot of just the creation of it was a lot of fun. 'Cause we did a lot of it while we were on tour. Like we'd not
Mm,
done. Obviously, myself and Ed have only got two albums to go off, like for
yeah.
experience. But when we did Seven Son, we did a month straight in a studio. With Dan Weller, who were like a hero of mine, and he still is. He's amazing. And it was so good to have that solid month of doing stuff. With this, the album, like Will You Want Me With That Same Patience, we had like lots of touring, and then so we had to kind of bit and bat in sessions between stuff. So it were cool to write on the road, which is quite an inspiring environment, I think.
Mm.
That I'd not done that before, so that were really special to kind of to be able to write in that environment, and then to record with Carl were amazing. Like he's a very very cool dude, and he's a very cool guy to work with. So yeah, the creation, I think, long answer short.
I mean, it is heartening to hear that when you look back on that period of time, that it was so positive, particularly when you're out of your comfort zone. You say you're writing on the road because that can go the opposite way, where you could well, just hit a brick wall.
Yeah, 100%. I think luckily it is like you say, it's a real positive atmosphere around it. So I think when you're out and you're having a good time, and it's inspiring to be around the other bands, like that you listen to what they do, and and you get to watch them every night, and you're taking in the atmosphere of the shows. I find it a very very inspiring place. So
Yeah.
luckily, we'll see how it goes. We'll try it again this year and see if it does it again.
Yeah, that's the thing. What worked once may not work again, but then there'll be some other new idea, new way to get your creative buzz.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're definitely feeling it. It's cool. That's a real cool feeling as well, that we're excited to start writing again, and to start creating and like pooling ideas and seeing what the next body of work looks like, or potentially.
That is so buried tomorrow. I swear, one of the most prolific bands in the world. I actually think I tried to have a look and work it out. I think the longest gap between releases was actually 2020's Cannibal and 2023's The Seventh Son. And that's the longest gap it seems. And obviously, there was something fairly significant going on in the world
Yeah,
during that
yeah, there
period
was some
too.
stuff.
Um, So go, we got to kind of go back a little bit then. How soon after the Seventh Son did kind of work start on this album, and what did the early creative vision look like?
Um, I think it was probably I think it was like the US tour after it came out. We just started batting a couple of ideas around, and I think by the end of that year, Ed had put in a demo which was Villain Arc,
Hmm.
and then there were another demo which was gonna end up as being Let Go. So probably within like a few months, there were like little bits kind of starting to come together again, and because I think it's nice. I think it's a nice thing that like obviously once the album comes out, it's actually been a while since we've been writing. We've
Hmm.
just been doing all the build up stuff. So like when it actually comes out, there's this feeling of kind of all right, we're quite inspired. We can start pooling ideas. I think doing that early on as well, it gives you the chance to look back and refine, and maybe we like this or we don't like this, and you get a big pool of stuff that you can draw from and really find the best ideas and make sure that you're quality controlled in at all stages.
So it's not like it's a constant flow of writing all the time, but then it kind of is at the same in a way.
Yeah, yeah, I think so, and I think it's super important to have like an organic what's the word like inspiration. And
Hmm.
inspiration is like if you try to force it, you end up just it's not the best of recipes. So I think if you end up just kind of I feel like writing something, so I'll do something, and then we'll leave it there, and then when you feel inspired again, you do something else, and things become a kicking off point for other ideas, and you can build the best songs. I find that way.
But what did the sort of creative vision look like the initial when with his initial idea? So you kind of batting some ideas back and forth, maybe considering a new record, but not necessarily saying here's what a new record would look like.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's a good question as well. I think it does a lot. There's a lot of different approaches to it, really. Like Ed's and Dorse are just riff masters, so they'll have like ideas coming in or whatever. I tend to like write hooks or chords or like or backing production stuff. Or
Hmm.
I'll have my approximation of a guitar because I play guitar, but I am nowhere near their level of guitar playing. Um, and yeah, like Dan will have like melodic ideas or cadence ideas or and same with Jacko and same with Dav as well. It's all very much like encompassing that people will like chip in where they want and just like yeah, just try and get the best idea possible.
Which are coming off the back of a highly lauded release in the Seventh Son. Listeners had this as well staged. Stop calling it a new era for the band. Haven't gotten used to the lineup change, and the next one is your eighth studio album overall. So, like,
Yeah.
how clear in this writing phase is the direction of Buried Tomorrow looking?
Oh, I think it's I think it is definitely a clear vision of what we want to do is we want to try and push I suppose our style of music
Hmm.
as far as it can go. That is like in service to the song. So we want it to stay heavy. We want to keep riffs. We want to keep like songs to progress naturally and have everything that they should have in it. Um, and so yeah, it's cool to kind of it's to expand without alienating like the roots of what Bury Tomorrow's been.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because from a creative perspective, and particularly comparing it to the last, say, album alone, without going too far back, there's a sense that you felt more comfortable experimenting this time. But it's still a Buried Tomorrow album. There is no doubt about that. But there's also fresh, new ideas here as well. Did you get a sense of freedom with this record?
Yeah, I think just um, start to finish really. Obviously, when we were doing the Seventh Son, myself and it were pretty new, and it's you
Mhm.
kind of feeling out the process, and we'd only done like Death and Life before that. So that was really getting to know each other musically, spending a month together writing and creating, and we're all super proud of that album. Like it's,
Mm.
you know, I loved everything about it. And this one, yeah, it very much felt like we've had a couple of years touring together. We've done that album, like we're very comfortable writing and sharing ideas and being creative. And we just really wanted to see where the songs, like where the tracks went, and how can we make them the best that they can be with like the kind of I suppose like the stabilizers off, just like see where we can go, and yeah, that's the one I think.
That is it. I love that. The stabilizers are off. You're comfortably riding that bike. Just hopefully there's no mad speed bumps down that hill there or anything like that. And it clearly hasn't been.
Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed.
Well, looking at the entire album creation process, then beginning to end here. So, very first ever note that was ever written to literally where we are now. When you reflect on it, what were some of the more challenging aspects of its creation for you?
I think possibly like some of the challenging creations I think are the elements that looking back of what have kind of made us so happy with it. Like the fact that we had such split sessions that we had time between recordings to be able to really look back and think, oh, is this right? Is that right? Because that can be like a kind of killer or a cure. Like you can overdo something to the point where you maybe like you remove the magic orb. But we were very careful with quality control and just like really trying to get the essence of the ideas and like the songs to the best that they could be. Um, so that was like it was a really good thing, but it was quite challenging at the time to have such a kind of sporadic in and out in sessions. That's one thing. Trying to think of something else.
Well,
Mate,
on that one, that
we went through lots of choruses. We went through lots of mixed choruses.
oh
Possibly as a
no.
result of that.
Oh my goodness me, of course, because Buried Tomorrow Chorus is an important thing nonetheless. But so yeah, a lot went down the side. I mean, that's no bad thing then. If you are aiming to get the best out of it, obviously that with that can come a lot of stress and headache, particularly with constant cutting and throwing things away. But then when it results in an album like this, which already, I mean, we're only at the time of recording a few days away from the release. No doubt you'll have seen reviews and even comments on the sort of singles. You must be feeling fairly confident that this one is going to go down well.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I try not to think about that too much because I will spiral with it. Like, but we're like we feel that we've done everything that we possibly can, and these songs are the best that they can be for this record.
Yeah.
And I suppose everything else is like the chips will fall as they will, and we hope that it's received with the same amount of love and care that we put into to creating it. And yeah, I mean it's very
That's it.
nice to kind of see the comments and to see people really enjoying it and resonating with it. Like that's literally what you do it for. That's
Mm.
like the dream when you first start. It's like I'm gonna write this song and somebody's gonna sing it back to me. That's insane. Like I never thought that'd happen. So that's like it's a real magic, I think. Um, so yeah, hopefully they like it.
I'm very, very confident they will. But you're absolutely right. Chips will forward in May, and I love your outlook on that fact. Obviously, you worked with producer Cole Bone on this time on this record. So, talk to me about that relationship and what they were able to do to get the best out of you.
Yeah, Carl is a wizard. Um, it were really cool when we kind of had the opportunity, and he's only about 45 minutes from where me and Kristen are. So he's in Chesterfield and we're up in Barnsley.
Nice.
So nice and local, like a little trip down, and the studio, the setup, everything about it. Like he's such a calm, cool energy, like really positive. He knows his game. Like the guitar tones when we came in were ridiculous immediately. Like the drums sounded insane. Like just the setup of like when we're doing like the vocal takes and stuff. Like the sound were great. Like he does everything to make you feel relaxed and kind of there's no compromise on quality. Like I think I
Mm.
went back for a few choruses like 4 or 5 times, just be like, oh, we can do it better. And so it's like there's like there was no shortcuts in getting the takes that we needed. Um, so yeah, he's very much like a good energy and a good person. Like he's a yeah, it was a pleasure to work with him.
You think you can summarize that he understood you as a group, you understood the band, understood what you wanted to do in this record.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. And when we're coming back going, oh, we want to add this, we want to add this. What about this? Oh, I want to redo this. We're not quite sure about this. It's like, yeah, no problem. So like that is super super important. There was no restrictions put on us. It's like this record will be the best it can be. So he was very much a seventh member through it.
you want your producer to share your vision, don't you? So it's fabulous that you work with someone who does, of course. What are some of your favorite moments for being in the studio overall?
Um, oh, that's a real good one. Like, I'm a producer at home as well, so I do like sync library stuff. Um, so really kind of nerdily, like seeing the tricks that he uses to get sounds. So like certain things to get like a vocal present, or like if he's doing something to create space in like the backing of the track or with drums or whatever, because all that stuff is and it was the same when I worked with Dan. Like
Yeah.
I'd watch him for the month, I'd see what he was doing, what is he using, how is he doing it, and it's like all that stuff kind of it becomes a part of your work process if you kind of you're watching it and you're kind of taking it in. Like there's nuggets of gold. And it just means that the next time you come to the writing process, you're so much more informed about what's going to happen at the end of it. So your choices at the start of it are better. So that I really love. I love that because it's a constant learning, that constant learning curve.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the sort of thing you can never learn, never learn too much about. So it really was incredibly useful, aside from the incredible experience of creating music there, full stop, but from a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
learning perspective, wow.
But yeah, so that's I mean, other than that, there's some absolute magic when you've spent like a day, say, doing vocals or doing guitars or doing drums or doing whatever, and you come in for the next session, and they've obviously worked for 100 hours editing these vocals and putting them together and making sure that everything's in time, or like with the guitars or whatever, and you hear just this something going from a demo to we're tracking to like, oh, this is starting to sound like a record. And those moments are insane. Like they're so cool. I don't think I'll ever
Magical
get bored of it.
moments. Patience, though, man, it's in short supply these days to the extent that it can affect how others treat your art. So, the question is this: what do you hope listeners can take away from the album, regardless of how they choose to consume it? Because ideally, we want them to sit down, go from track one to the final, all the way through, and enjoy it that way. But you can't guarantee that. So, what do you hope listeners can take away from it?
I think that, again, that's a very good question. I think there was like an underlying um sense of like the search for hope in it. Like I know that some of the lyrics maybe like they seem that they are quite dark, but like
Mm,
at its essence, um, it was an album that we thought like about balance, and we tried to
yeah.
do that in everything with the melodic versus the heavy, like with the hopeful versus despair. Like there's this yin and yang about it. So I hope that like when people listen to it, they resonate with it. I suppose like they enjoy it musically, they enjoy like the content of it. Like we've put a lot of time into trying to like be really careful with like layering stuff so it all fits and it flows and it swells and it works as a singular piece. So I hope that it people receive it in that way.
They feel something. I want people to feel something, and I'm confident they will, in some way or another. It's such an album that you can connect to. However, a person chooses to, that's just what I'm after, and I expect them to as well. And I expect and hope that it's going to be hugely successful, whatever that might mean, because everybody's measure of success is different. So, because I was told to keep this very, very tight, we're out of time. So I wanted to ask you this final question, and it's about success. How do you measure it in regards to what you hope this album's success might look like?
Oh, how would I measure it? That's. Could you repeat that one more time, please? Sorry, I just want to
Yeah,
make sure that I'm answering it well to you.
no, absolutely. I actually kind of fluffed my words there. I made it overtly complicated. Success. I want you to kind of give me an idea of what success for this album might look like to you.
I think if it allows us, to grow, to keep expanding in new territories, to like gain new listeners, to keep old listeners, to just allow us to continue on this journey and into the next record and beyond. I think it's from an outside point of view of knowing Berry for a long time before myself and Ed joined, it's been a steady. a steady rise. Like, and we hope that that continues. And you know, we put a lot of time and love into trying, you know, making the best music that we can. And yeah, we're already in the success as far as I see it. So just to continue that is a success.
Well said. It's a fabulous album, an incredible record for Buried Tomorrow overall, but also just for the progression. That's such an important aspect for me as a fan. To you guys, I'm so pleased to see and hear that. I wish you all the best of luck for the release. As I said, I was told to keep this interview really tight, so we are out of time, Tom. Thank you so much for taking
No,
the
that's
time to
cool,
do
man. Thank
this.
you so much. I'm really glad you enjoy it. I'm glad that we got to talk.
Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.